Welcome to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to be with you each and every week of the NFL regular season, through the NFL playoffs, through the big game, even the Pro Bowl. We'll talk about that at some point.
Okay, we'll talk about the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, why not? It's part of the NFL season.
They
so
still
you
call
got
it the Pro Bowl?
It's a flag football game, but it's still the Pro Bowl.
Okay, all
yes.
right.
So anyway, we are here, NFL Pro Football Show. We are in week 14 of the NFL regular season, getting into the home stretch. We're starting to see playoff picture come into focus here, starting to see some of the surprising teams starting to falter a little bit too now.
Yeah, well, some of the teams that should be up there are looking rather mortal right now. So it's an interesting time of year. Who you thought would be at the top level of their game isn't right now, so makes it a little challenging trying to handicap these games.
Well, you're watching the Indianapolis Colts, who seem to have everything wrapped up by halfway through the season. All of a sudden, Indiana Jones over there, Daniel Jones, their quarterback, is injured. He's been playing hurt. You have Sauce Gardner, who just may have torn his Achilles in the game. You've got Aaron Rodgers with a fractured wrist. You also had... and
he was bloodied up, and his nose was like... I don't even know what the hell is wrong with his nose. They have it taped up and bleeding all over the place.
You also got Los Angeles Chargers quarterback, Herbert. Herbert. I want to say Aber, like Bobby Aber. Yeah, Michigan Panthers there. But he's been going to surgery for his wrist now. So a lot of injuries piling up on teams.
I mean, the Eagles don't look good. Dallas looks great.
How about the Houston Texans coming out with that defense?
Houston Texans, my goodness. So, up is down, left is right, and who knows what's happening.
Tampa Bay struggling. Everybody's struggling. A lot of upsets this past week, and why don't we go ahead and start a look back at Week 13 and see what happened.
Hey, what happened?
Well, this past week for the NFL Week 13 included Thanksgiving Day games as well as Black Friday, so it was spread out over
by the way,
3-4 days here with Monday Night Football.
Thursday, the Thanksgiving, which is the Thursday and Friday games, were the best of the week.
Yes.
Yep.
Baltimore Ravens on Thanksgiving, most turnovers in a single game since September 2013. Chiefs now have 5 road losses this season. They're most in the Patrick Mahomes era.
They look incredibly mortal. They don't look like the Chiefs of even last year. So it's I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs. That's how they pretty much have to win out.
We're starting to see some defenses starting to pick up. You have the Cowboys defense
looking really good,
opposing offense to 21 points or fewer for the third straight week. We have Houston Texans, 9 games of 20 or fewer points holding their opponent. That's the most in the NFL. You've got the Cardinals over there, 7th loss of 2025 by 4 or fewer points. That's a sad thing to say right there.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of the Cardinals. I mean, certainly they have some talent. They're keeping it close. They're a pesky team, but they just can't get it over the finish line. So.
They've outgained their opponents in 5 of the 9 losses, too. They're just not clicking at the right times.
They're a couple pieces away from being a very good team. So,
Titans, Tennessee, not a great team. Starting to get their stuff together with Cam Ward back there, but they are now leading the league in giving up sacks. They have 48 sacks this season. Raiders quarterback Geno Smith had the previous record, and he's the only other quarterback that has been sacked more than 40 times in a season. We've got the Vikings and Seattle. Now, the Vikings were shut out for the first time since Week 10 of the 2007 season.
Vikings look terrible, absolutely terrible. And they must be looking over at Seattle and saying, what did we give up in quarterback? I mean, what an idiotic move.
Yes. 294 straight games without a shutout. That was the 3rd longest active streak in the NFL. The Seahawks have shut them out, so it ended that streak. And it was the Seahawks' first shutout since 2015.
Yeah.
So both sides kind of, good seeing that. Browns over there have clinched their 4th losing season in 6 years.
Yep.
Buffalo. What can you say about Buffalo right now? I can't figure out Buffalo.
By the way, I won both of those games. I went with San Francisco, and I took Buffalo.
Well, Buffalo, fourth game of the season with 20 points in the second half. That's tied with the Ravens and the Bengals for the most in the NFL this year.
I got to tell you, that was a really physical game, too. A lot of
bloodied faces.
A lot of pushing and shoving and a lot of extracurricular activity.
I think there was an ejection, too, wasn't there?
No, I don't think there was, no.
The Bills, 249 rushing yards, most by any visiting team at Pittsburgh since the Bills again, 1975.
Yeah, no, that was just incredible. The Bills just ran over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And now, according to ESPN research, I thought this was, the way they phrase it is kind of interesting. The Bills picked up 16 rushing first downs, the most the Steelers have allowed in a game this century.
Wow.
Now, what century are they talking about? The 2000s or the 1900s?
I'm sure it's the 2000s.
So it's really 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years.
And Broncos.
I think it sounds more ominous and
it's more impactful a statement.
A bigger statement when you say this century.
Yes. And also the last game of Sunday night, the Broncos won their 9th straight, 4th consecutive win by 1 possession. That's the 8th overall this season. And their 8th win by 8 or fewer points this season, too.
Watch the Broncos. You got to be impressed with what the Broncos have done this year.
They got to figure out that offense, though. You can't wait until the end of the second quarter to wake up.
That's
little by little they're getting closer to the beginning of the game.
That's a little concerning if you were concerned about the Broncos, but they have put together an incredible season this year.
That's what happened with the teams. Let's see what happened with players.
What happened?
All right, here we are talking about the players. I don't know where to begin. There's a whole bunch of different things to talk about. I'm not going to be able to get to all of them in the show. I'm going to hit a bunch of them. I'll put the rest up on the blog. I'm going to have to start doing that. There's so many different benchmarks being hit. Jordan Love, Green Bay Packer quarterback, 6 passing touchdowns, no giveaways, and not sacked in 2 wins against the Lions this season. Love is the first Packers quarterback in the Super Bowl era with 6 passing TDs and no sacks taken in a season against Detroit.
By the way, Detroit Lions are another team you have to look at. You thought they'd be playing better.
Yes.
But it's not looking great for the Lions.
Dak Prescott, Cowboys quarterback, threw for more than 300 yards on Thanksgiving. That's the 4th time he's done it. He joins Tony Romo and Matt Stafford as the only ones to do that. Joe Burrow came back just in time to become the first player this season to have 40 or more passing attempts through the first 3 quarters of a game.
Okay.
His 42 attempts before the final quarter were the most by any quarterback since Joe Burrow in 2023.
You wonder how the Bengals would have done this year with Burrow behind center. So
I don't know.
It's just one of those things. It just getting bitten by the injury bug, and it's just hard to shake.
The Bears had a tandem running backs do 100-plus rushing yards, DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monagany. I guess that's how you say his name.
Monagany.
Yeah, I kept hearing the announcers say it differently and each time they had him on the screen, but first time since Walter Payton and Matsui in 1985.
Wow, I remember that.
Yes.
That's when you always had to have a fullback, Matsui and
starting to see the fullback make a comeback.
And Rocky Blyer and stuff like that. You love the mid to late 70s. Those were awesome times for fullbacks.
On the opening drive of the LA Rams game against the Panthers, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford set the NFL record with his 28th straight touchdown without throwing interception. Then he went on to throw 4 interceptions after that. Less I say about that game, the better, because I lost on that game. Going over to Denver again, we've got Christian McCaffrey. I'm sorry, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey cleared 800 rushing yards, 800 receiving yards in a season for the 3rd time. Him and Marshall Faulk are the only 2 players in NFL history to do that. There are 6 other players in NFL history that had a single season of 800 and 800, but him and McCaffrey and Marshall Faulk are the only 2 to do it multiple times. 5th season for McCaffrey to have 1,600 scrimmage yards and 12 touchdowns. 4th player in NFL history there. Going over to Josh Allen, who had a plethora of records. And I've got them all right here. His 8-yard scoring rush in the 4th quarter was the 76th of his career, broke a tie with Cam Newton for the most rushing TDs by a quarterback in NFL history. Bills quarterback now has 11 rushing touchdowns in 2025, the 3rd season overall, 3rd straight in which he's tallied double-digit rushing scores.
Can I also say he took some big hits, too, during that game?
He always
You got to be a little
hits.
concerned if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. and seeing your quarterback taking hits like that. But he's a big guy. He's a tough guy. So, it seems to be working for him. But you got to be worried, that you'll get a hit where he can't get up from.
Yes. We have, going over to the other side of the ball, we have Aaron Rodgers. His 10-yard completion to DK Metcalf in the fourth quarter against Buffalo. Rodgers became just the fifth player in NFL history to pass 65,000 passing yards. I don't know if he's going to come back, but it sounds like he might, because he's not having the season he wants. That was the reason he came back after the Jets fiasco.
He got decked right in the face. He was bleeding from the nose and stuff. But but we'll see.
Also, Justin Herbert. We just talked about him being injured a little bit with 151 passing yards. He passed Dan Marino. Third most passing yards logged by a player in their first 6 seasons in the NFL history. He only has Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes to go to pass those to have the most yardage in the first 6 seasons. Let's see. One other thing here, we have the Bills from that game. Christian Benford became the 4th Bills player in franchise history to have a fumble return for a touchdown and an interception in the same game.
Yep.
So a lot of good records there. A lot more to talk about. I have so many different notes here from this past weekend. It's crazy. I'm actually going to have to put these up on the blog for all of these. So check out the blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. You'll see them there. Let's find out what happened with us.
Hey, what happened?
I did not have a good week. You had the best week so far, 3-0.
Yeah, I went 3-0. I was, I went with the 49ers, who, they ran away with that game.
Yes.
I did the Jets, what was it? The Jets Atlanta game. I did the over 39.5. I was a little worried about it going
Took almost 3 quarters for them to start doing things.
That started off very, very slow. And I was a little worried about I took the Bills minus 3.5 at Pittsburgh. And after the first half, I was a little concerned about that, but the Bills really turned it on in the second half of the game.
Well, after getting my first push last week, I must like them because I got another push this week.
Yeah, 2 pushes, huh?
I had a winless week, 0-2-1.
Boy,
so
they screw up records.
Pushes.
They screw up records.
It just adds to the math. It adds to the math.
So,
I got to figure out half games now and all that stuff moving forward. But our records are up on the blog. One note regarding the Jets win, since I've been talking Jets all season long here. It's very interesting watching my team actually learn how to win.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of mistakes. I said last week in analyzing the game, these teams have enough talent to put points on the board if they just don't stop themselves.
Yep.
And, both field goal kickers missed field goals. So, I was a little nervous when you take the over and you start seeing missed field goals, you get a little worried. So, no, but the Jets pull it out, and they, I got the win in the over, so that was good.
It was very interesting watching A.D. Mitchell start actually responding to the offense. He had over 100 yards receiving. They were career high. Everything he had, the number of receptions, the yardage, it was his first NFL touchdown. So he's set career highs for everything in a game. Mechie has to be a little bit more consistent. He had 2 great weeks, and then all of a sudden he started dropping. He got a case of the drops.
Boy, he missed one right like on the 5-yard line.
That would have been a likely touchdown.
That's another thing. I was like, okay, great. You take the over and someone drops it at the 5-yard line. It's like unbelievable.
But they got to start fixing this coming out of halftime so flat. Both the offense and the defense were flat in the third quarter coming out of halftime. And again, Aaron Glenn had the perfect phrase. Big ships turn slowly. And that's what we're seeing with the Jets. Little by little, they got a journeyman quarterback. He got nailed in the game. He got hurt, and he was still playing. And he was actually playing pretty good. Again, a lot of mistakes. Still need stuff to clean up. A lot of mistakes in the coaching areas, too. They got to start cleaning some stuff up there, too. But all in all, it's nice to see a win. I'm not
first time going with a Jets game this year, and hey, I won. So
I have yet to touch a Jet game.
I might have to take another look at another Jets game.
If they ever make it to the playoffs, I'd have to worry about doing a Jets game. But I try and stay away from betting on the Jets because what do we always say? Bet with your head, not with your heart. Okay. I'd get too involved in that game to actually, But anyway, good to see it. Good to see some growth in the team. That's it for our look back at Week 13. We're going to start looking ahead at Week 14 with our picks and analysis of 3 games each. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show, back after this.
In a moment of need, every second counts. So first responders, delivery drivers, and visitors can find your home fast, even in the dark. This is about more than just a number. It's about safety, visibility, and peace of mind. We created a house number that is not only a beacon of safety, but also a work of art. Crafted from durable stainless steel and waterproof acrylic, with efficient, low-voltage LED backlighting, it's uniquely yours. Choose from 6 sizes, 4 fonts, and 6 colors, and match your home's mood with bright, neutral, or warm white halo lighting. Add dusk to dawn, dimming and timing controls for complete command.
Every order includes free worldwide shipping, plus a 2-year warranty on lighted numbers and all powering accessories.
This is the ultimate home upgrade. A perfect blend of style, quality, and function.
Buy yours today.
Smoked cocktails have never been easier to make thanks to our Halo Drink Smoker. Simply place the cocktail smoker on your glass, light the wood chips until they start to smoke, and then top it off with the lid to infuse your drink with a delicious, new, smoky flavor.
Hey, Dave Weischadle from Turnpike Sports. I just got my dugout mug delivered and I am loving it. Dugout mugs are mugs made out of baseball bats, and they are officially licensed by Major League Baseball so you can get your favorite baseball team's logo on your mug. Just think of it, enjoying your favorite drink while watching your favorite baseball team with your team's logo on your mug made from a baseball bat. They can even make customized mugs. Check out the mug they made for Turnpike Sports. I mean, just look at that. That looks awesome. I've never seen anything like them. If you go to dugoutmugs.com, you'll find out they even make more things than mugs. They have baseball board games, grilling equipment made from baseball bats. They even have a section for gifts for under $30. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com because if you're a baseball fan or need a gift for a baseball fan, you have to check out Dugout Mugs. And use our promo code PIKE at checkout to get 20% off your purchase price. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. Also, free shipping with orders over $99. You can't beat that. DugoutMugs.com. That's my go-to place if I need a gift for a baseball fan. Well, if you excuse me now, the game is about to go on, and the wind is just right for drinking.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We just looked back at everything that happened to Week 13, teams, players, and us. Unfortunately, me. 0-2-1. I can't believe that again. But here we are, trying again. This is Week 14. We're moving forward in this. As always, we're using Caesar Sportsbook midweek lines. So check the lines before you place a bet on any of these games going forward here. We are, like I said, Caesar Sportsbook midweek lines. And Caesars has a brand new offer for everybody playing the NFL regular season here, especially in Missouri now.
Yeah, absolutely. So, congratulations, Missouri.
Congratulations, Caesars, for launching in Missouri. Football is back, and Caesars is game day ready with a great offer for new customers. Place your first bet of $1 or more and instantly get 100% profit boost up to $25 max bet per boost. Register now at Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino with our promo code PIKE20X to receive this brand new customer offer. Terms and conditions apply. 21 and older. Only Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I am never going to read this read right.
I should try it. Let me try. Should I try it?
You want to do it? Go ahead.
Yeah. Football is back, and Caesars is game day ready with a great offer for new customers. Place your first bet of $1 or more and instantly get 100% profit boost, up to $25 max per boost bet. No.
Max bet
Max,
per boost.
See, you can't do it.
No.
Up to $25 max bet per boost. This is the tough part. Register now at Caesars.com/sportsbook-and-casino with promo code PIKE20.
X.
Promo code PIKE20X. Terms and conditions apply. 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
See, it's not that
that's
easy.
Tough.
Yeah. It's
Promo
a tongue
code
twister.
PIKE20X.
Well, it's 20 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a good promo code.
That's the
Pike
tough
20X.
part.
Yeah.
Up to $25 max bet per boost.
Yes.
Wow.
Each boost you can go up to $25.
Yeah,
as your bet.
I got
Yes.
that.
But here we are.
That's tough.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I know. We're here in our Week 14 pick segment here. We do 3 games each, point spreads and totals. We do not do money lines. And again, we compete against each other, 3 games each. And after both of us tried that read and failed miserably, let's get to the games. First game of the week for me, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's favored by 5.5 here. There's an over-under of 52.5 at the time of taping. Well, the Bills come into this game 15-1 straight up in their last 16 home games. They're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games versus the AFC North. Now, here we are with the Bengals. They just finally got their quarterback back. He played a really good, solid game coming back. He even said after the game in the press conference he was surprised at how mobile he was when he was back there playing. I think for Cincinnati to do anything, they need him to be that way again and do some more things as well, keep improving on week to week. The Bengals are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games versus the Bills.
Wow, really? That's interesting.
But you also have to remember, the Bengals defense has given up an NFL worst 31.2 points per game. This is going to be basically a shootout. I think what's going to happen here is we're going to have to see whether or not Cincinnati can score enough to keep up with the Bills unless that defense of Cincinnati actually starts playing like a defense and not a sieve. Can they keep the game close? Can they pull an upset? I think they can keep it close. I'm going Cincinnati plus 5.5.
All right, my first game is Miami Dolphins, who are 2.5-point favorites at the New York Jets with an over-under of 40.5 points. I took a Jets game last week. I'm going to keep rolling with the Jets. I mean, both these teams are coming off weeks where they won. It's unbelievable. Both the Miami Dolphins and Jets won in Week 13. Jets beat Atlanta, Dolphins beat the Saints, and both offenses were able to move the ball a bit. And so I expect some scoring in this game. 7 of the Dolphins' last 8 games against AFC East opponents have gone over the total. And more importantly, in the last 5 games between the Dolphins and the Jets, the score has gone over the total. So I'm liking a lot of scoring in this game. And by the way, each of the last 4 Sunday games at MetLife Stadium have gone over the total. So kind of sounds like a trend to me, and it's a trend I'm willing to stick with. So I'm taking the over in this game. And by the way, that's my 2nd week in a row that I'm taking a Jets game. How's that?
Riding the jet stream.
Hey, you know what?
Ride the jet stream.
I feel good about the over.
There you go. Let's head on over to the second game of the week. Second game of the week for me, the Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is favored by 6.5. There's an over-under of 44.5 at the time of taping here. Chicago, surprisingly, is the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they come into this game playing better and better each and every week under Ben Johnson. It looks like Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, perfect match for what they want to do here. They're 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. Flip it over to the other side. You got the Green Bay Packers. They are 10-2 against the spread in their last 12 games versus the Bears. That's the old Bears. They're also only 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games overall this year. So they're not doing extremely well against the spread. Packers defense, Packers offense, both have some very impressive numbers. On paper, they look great, but we've seen it time and time again this season. One or the other will let them down at some crunch moment of the games, and they are not playing elite 100% of the time. Chicago has continued to find ways to win all season long, and with this game right now, they're coming in with the best rushing offense in the NFL. I think the Bears find another way to win. I'm going Chicago plus 6.5.
All right, my next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens, who are favored by 5.5 points with an over-under of 43.5 points. This is going to be an interesting game because when you talk about a must-win for both teams, this is it. I mean, both teams have not looked like you would expect them to look like at this point in the season, at the start of the season, because you thought these were definite playoff teams, and now they're fighting for their playoff lives. But I think right now the Ravens are a little ahead of the Steelers when it comes to health and when it comes to getting everything back on track. I mean, the Ravens have won each of their last 16 games as favorites following a division loss and have covered the spread in each of their last 8 games as favored following a division loss. Meanwhile, the Steelers have lost 8 of their last 9 December road games against AFC opponents and have failed to cover the spread in those games, which is a lot more important to me than any other stat there is. And I think not only do the Ravens win, I think they cover at home this week. So I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, let's head on over to the last game of the week. Last game of the week for me, the Seattle Seahawks favored by 7 at the Atlanta Falcons. There's an over-under of 44.5 at taping time here. Seattle's coming into this game. They're 9-3 against the spread this year and are 5-1 both straight up and on the road against the spread on the road here. So kind of an interesting Seattle group coming in. Their defense is starting to play lights out. They just did the shutout against Minnesota. Although with the way Minnesota's offense has been playing, that's not really that difficult to do if you have an elite defense like Seattle does. The Falcons have come in. They just dropped their last 2 outings at home, one of which was a 24-point loss against the Dolphins. They did not play well at home. They don't play well on the road either, because judging by, well, they played okay against the Jets.
I guess they just don't play well.
They just don't play well.
Is that what you're saying?
They are a mess. Right now, they've lost 6 of their last 7 games overall. Seattle, like I said, just shut out the Minnesota Vikings. That team seems to be humming right along, especially on the road. They play great at home. They play even better away from home. They're fielding a top 3 run defense in the league here. They also have established an effective ground game over the last couple of weeks here. I think we're going to see more of that ground game here against Atlanta. I don't know if Bijan Robinson can do what he did against the Jets against the Seattle defense. And as long as Sam Darnold can avoid having any more visits by the ghosts of football past there, we could see another strong showing by Seattle on the road here. So I'm going Seattle and laying the 7.
All right, my last game is the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs, who are favored by 3.5 points with an over-under of 42 points. I mean, these two teams, lately their defensive have stepped up, and unfortunately that makes for a low-scoring game. And this is a shocking number that I saw. When looking at their last 10 games combined, these teams have gone 9-1 to the under. I mean, their Chiefs' last 8 games at Arrowhead following a loss have gone under the total points line. In fact, the last 5 Sunday games at Arrowhead Stadium have gone under the total. I mean, even the Texans' last 4 games following a win have gone under the total points line. I mean, again, this is another game where I'm just following the trends, and the trends are just shocking when you look at what these two teams have done and how little they have scored over the last couple of weeks. So, like I said, I'm following the trend. I'm taking the under.
All right, those are our 3 games for Week 14. Again, we use Caesars midweek lines, so please check the lines before you act on anything you hear or even anywhere else you hear throughout the week. The lines do change at times. Some do, some don't. And always remember, bet with your head, not with your heart. Always gamble responsibly. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. We'll be right back after this to close out and recap.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand.
Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We just did our Week 14 picks, 3 games each, Caesars midweek lines, point spreads and totals, no money lines. And we did before that the Week 13 look back at what happened in the games previously. So what we have here is our recap. Why don't you go ahead and recap for everybody?
So I'm taking the over 40.5 points in the Dolphins-Jets game. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens and laying the 5.5 points against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm taking the under 42 points in the Houston Texans-Kansas City Chiefs game.
And I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals plus 5.5 against Buffalo. I'm going with the underdog Bears against the Green Bay Packers. And I'm laying the 7 with Seattle against the Atlanta Falcons. Hopefully I avoid a goose egg again in the win column. Or hopefully I stay away from pushes again.
I'm going to keep my 3-0 winning streak alive, hopefully.
Hopefully I don't have a third straight week of push.
Yeah, one more push.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are our picks. Week 14. Again, we use midweek lines. The picks will be up on the blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. You'll see them in print form there. Feel free to comment on them there. Feel free to reach out to us. info@turnpikesportsradio.com is the email address for the show. Social media. On X, Turnpike Sports, Turnpike Bets. Facebook, Turnpike Sports. Instagram, Turnpike Sports Radio. And you can also find Turnpike Sports on Blue Sky. They have this huge, long app kind of an address for it, but look for Turnpike Sports. You'll see us on there.
Whatever the hell that is.
Yes.
Blue Sky. I know. They told me I have an account on there too, so I guess I should start posting there.
Probably.
Or find out how to start posting there.
Well, if I ever remember how to give you the exact address for Blue Sky for Turnpike Sports, but look for Turnpike Sports on Blue Sky. We're on there.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike. Good luck, everyone.